at the bottom of the log, I put a little sign that says the tutor.
Okay. So what are some of your favorite logos that you've seen?
The three stripes of Adidas.
Adidas. Gosh, that's really old. I can remember. Okay, this tells you how old I am. When I was growing up, Adidas and Nike were both sold at Kmart. They were not sold like as high-end tennis shoes or apparel. And they had like a lot of, I mean, the three stripes, it's been around forever and ever and ever. Okay, it's a very traditional logo. But I never did for the longest time see the A in the stripes for Adidas. Like it just never dawned on me because the way they were positioned on a shoe, it looked like it was just a decorative element, right? It didn't actually look like a logo, right? But I never realized that the stripes created, you know, the A. Or to me, I thought, looks like a mountain. But it is a cool logo. And it lends itself to a whole lot of different applications because obviously they use it in print, they use it on apparel, they use it on everything you can absolutely imagine. Cups, you name it. What's another logo you like?
I like shoes. So I like Converse's One Star.
Okay,
And I like the Nike swoosh.
okay, okay. So out of those brands, well, I guess all of them, people have brand recognition when they see the logo without the actual word next to it. Especially to me, Nike. Everybody knows the Nike swoosh.
Mhm.
And that's, you know, that's their form of like an icon in a way. Bless you.
Thank you.
So if you were going to recreate a logo, what are some logos that you can't stand?
I'm not partial to anything red. I do not like the color red at all. So a
Okay,
lot of McDonald's branding is that red and yellow.
that one right there.
I don't like it.
Yeah, okay, what about Target?
Target's expensive. I like Target.
Okay.
And also, there's like a Mandela effect of how many circles were actually in the Target logo.
Mhm,
People were like mind blown that it's just that simple. Like simplicity is key.
right, it is, it's very important. Why is it important?
Sticks in your brain. It's easily recognizable. It's important. Like if any random person sees this logo, you know exactly what it is. Even if you don't speak that language or you don't understand it, you know what it is.
Okay, well, let's change it up. If you look at Starbucks logo is a whole lot different. It's got a lot more detail in it. Do you dislike it or think that it's less identifiable than the Target logo?
I don't think it's less identifiable just because Starbucks has made its branding such a big thing. Like, I think it's interesting because people don't know that that's a mermaid,
Right,
actually.
right.
I think, like, I did not know that until like a couple of years ago. Like, I'm not a doctor, so whatever. It could be that, but I like their colors.
You like the greens?
Yeah, that
Okay.
green is really nice.
Yeah,
It's easy on the eyes.
it is. It is. And if you look, have you noticed like all the different versions of the logo, like the way it's changed throughout since it's been here? So like, let's see. Cause there are bukus of versions. And like down here at the bottom. These, they show you all the different ones that it's progressed through the years.
Mhm.
1971, 1987, 92. So it is actually getting more simplistic
Mhm.
if you look at it. Because this has a lot less, it even drops the black, I guess that's black, their color is black.
Mhm.
It drops the black out of it. But if you look at the first one, it's really pretty busy.
Yeah,
It
I
has a,
think there's only one Starbucks left that still uses that logo, the original one, but there's like one actual shop that uses it.
is that in Seattle?
It's in some big city that I'll probably never go to.
I want to think it's Seattle. I'm not sure.
I was thinking that, or like somewhere like New York or something like that, somewhere big.
I think it's I swear I think it's Seattle. Now I'm curious. Seattle. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. So is there something that you could see to further simplify this logo?
Maybe the hair
Okay.
of it, or like you see the stripes on, I guess they're supposed to be for arms,
Mhm.
like that is a little much.
Yeah, I don't know if that's her arms. I
Those are the
think,
twin tails.
yeah, I
Those
think
are-
these are her arms down here.
Yeah.
And I think that's her tail, But a lot of the lines in it
Mhm.
could probably be combined or dropped off. So it'd be curious to see in another 10 years if it's even still the same, you know.
I don't like how modern logos are just becoming like flat letters and black colors.
About what?
I don't like the minimalism of logos nowadays. I
Oh, really?
think it's getting more and more boring. It's just like G, orange, and that's it.
I don't know. I go back and forth. I think that there are advantages and disadvantages to both.
Mhm.
I think from a simplicity point of view, depending on what the application is for it, it might have to be simple. Like if you're gonna embroidery with it, you have to have a really simplified version. You can't have it extremely complex. But there's also something to be said for some of the more complex logos that reflect more like vintage design, I think. And there's a place for those too. So I think really trying to come up with a logo, create a logo for your business, it has to absolutely reflect whatever that notion is of your business. What is the sheer essence of your business? Does it focus on modern services or products, or does it focus on more traditional heritage-based offerings, right? So whatever personality that it is you're trying to project essentially needs to show in your logo. What'd you say, Caitlin?
Oh, I said aesthetics.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
So I think there's a place for all things. What's another logo you do not like?
I don't like Cadillac's logo.
Cadillac?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's because I saw Cadillac first the other day.
Yeah, maybe.
I did. I was like, I was in Johnson City.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Why would you smack your logo on that?
well, I'm sure that, advertising is advertising. So which one do you dislike?
The one with a bunch of yellow and a bunch of red on
So this,
it. Yes.
the shield, basically.
I didn't know what that shape was supposed to be. but
Yeah, I
I
think,
don't like how stretched out it is. And the color, like the blocking of it, looks kind of like it's odd to me.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a reference to like Italian crest, that family lineage.
You know, it's interesting because if you look at the different logos, like some of them are more squared
Yeah,
versus this one that's more horizontal.
yeah, and when you see them on the cards, like in real life, they're super, super stretched out. And I don't like the look of that. It looks weird. If it were more like, if it were supposed to be like a crest,
Mhm.
then it should be shaped like that instead of like more horizontal.
So
That's just preference.
do you know what this is, this rounded part? Caitlin, you know what that is?
It looks like it's like a gilded thing, or I don't know, like Indian reference.
These are actually stalks of wheat, which represents bountiful. And a lot of it goes back and it infers success and wealth.
It's a
Bounty.
luxury brand.
Yeah, it's nature's bounty.
That's what it is.
So when you see that anytime, because there are a whole lot of logos that use that wheat.
Mhm.
And for the longest time, I thought it was just a decorative element. I didn't know that it actually represented, you know, something that they were trying to project, which is bountiful, having more than enough. Now, this, what is this?
It's just it's an angle.
It's actually a logo for another brand. Any idea? It's the old Pontiac logo.
Mhm.
So Cadillac and Pontiac used to be sold in the same dealership.
How do you know that?
Yeah, it's like Jeep and Dodge used to be sold in the same dealership, you know, because they're under the same umbrella. If you look at Chevrolet and General Motors, it's the same company. They're just two different branches.
I always thought Pontiacs were more expensive than Cadillacs though.
Oh, no. No, no, no. Lot of versions. See if we can pull that up. Does that look familiar?
No, not at all.
No,
Mhm.
I don't know too many people that own Pontiacs anymore.
My dad's more of a car person. I'm trying to ask him since he's-
All right, let's look at something else totally off the wall. How many different logos is this gonna have?
I've seen these.
Have you?
My dad used to have motorcycles until they wanted me to get rid of them. Because he almost died.
How many different logos can they have?
Not enough.
I think they have plenty. A lot of different applications.
Some of these go on the back of like biker jackets, some of them are actually on motorcycle, on the tires.
Most of them do try to, for the most part, incorporate the crest that they've got somehow.
You ever see those Harley Davidson tattoos?
No.
I always thought it was so tacky that some bikers got those.
Yeah, I don't know why you tattoo a brand on your, I know people do it. I had to kind of laugh. My husband used to have the logo for Godsmack on his shoulder. And I was like, why do you have that? I said, is that band that important to you? No, I just thought it was a cool logo. He got rid of it. He no longer has it.
The only tattoos my dad has are on both his arms right here, and they're on different, torn crosses kind of deal, so like one's made out of just different spikes and has red in the back. And another one is a reference to the, have you ever seen the Boondock Saints movie?
Yeah.
He has the Catholic mark that they use in that on his the shoulder.
Is he Catholic?
I'm pretty sure they're Catholic.
No, I mean, is your dad Catholic?
No, no, he just really liked.
He
the
just
look of
liked
that
it. Style of it.
Mhm. He loves those movies, it's like his favorite movie.
Okay. How about this logo?
That's one of the few non-tacky Pride logos I've seen. It's better than what Pinterest did.
This one?
Yeah, because have you ever seen it where a ton of brands, for Pride Month, they make themselves a rainbow?
Mhm.
A lot of them make really crappy rainbows, though, and they don't know how to incorporate it right. So it looks like really bad. It makes me a little sad.
I wonder how many, because a lot of companies, you have companies that don't do that, but then people do it for them. And I wonder how they treat that in terms of illegal copyright infringement.
I don't know.
Because you see that a lot, you know, and not just for like Pride Month, but you see it other times. People take logos and change them up and tweak them and make their own versions of them. You remember that exercise, don't you, Caitlin?
I do. I remember it was fun because we had to pick 5 we liked, 5 we didn't like, and then we tweaked the 5 we didn't like.
Yep. Yeah.
I remember I looked up for the projects like university hated logos, and then I found it, Jesus, no wonder. They look like garbage.
How about these? Apple. How do you like the first one up there from 76?
It's cool, but it's way too complicated. It looks like it's for like a brewery.
I can hardly tell what it is or what it says.
I've seen it up close before. It's like, it looks like it's for your brewery and not a technology.
Well, it is silver. This one I remember in school. I'm telling my age now. This one I remember when I was in elementary school. With all the different colors, the rainbow colors. And the first Mac I actually bought, it was a Mac LC. I paid $3,000 for it. I told y'all this. I paid $3 grand for it and literally put in the yard sale for $25. But it had that logo on the front of it. I bought it in the early 90s, so it still had this logo on it.
I never owned Apple products. They're too expensive for me.
I'm hooked on them now. I just can't get away from them.
Got their teeth in them.
Do it.
Got their teeth in them.
Yeah, they do. Well, I mean, there's getting bad to even PC and Apple. PC, you can change and add memory to and build and reconstruct, you know. Apple, I like that everything works together. So if you have an iPhone and an iMac, you know, all your stuff seamlessly incorporated if you use the cloud. So good and bad to both. Depends on what's important to you. All right. Let's see what some of the worst logos are.
So I remember there was one for the taxi company.
Some of these I don't think I really want to see.
For that one, it's like, it's a building, but the way they position the back makes it look so much worse.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
Like most of these are like basically inappropriate images that they probably didn't intend on, hopefully.
IHOP's not very good. I never really cared too much for IHOP.
That Kaz's, oh, those colors are so tacky. They're so good.
Oh, the purple,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think people did like Airbnb logo.
Let's see what this said. Oh, maybe not. I saw what that said just as I clicked on it. Let's not go there. Yeah, okay.
The McDonald's one. Somebody-
Fanta. How about eBay? Do you guys like the eBay logo?
No,
I like that it shows how eclectic it is. It's just a bunch of,
that's a word for it. Mhm.
thank you, Pam. It's just a bunch of, random letters sort of in colors. I think their newer one kind of fits better, but it's also less distinct.
So is this the current one?
I'm pretty sure.
How about Coca-Cola? I'm assuming this is traditional Coke.
Yeah.
And that is maybe new Coke, I don't know,
I've never seen that.
I think this is someone like putting it.
doing their own versions.
I think they're just doing what eBay did, so making it less distinct, just making it that. That's an example. I think it works for eBay, just because eBay's logo is kind of dated. He did lose a little bit of like oomph to it, but it's still like. Whereas Coca-Cola is the Cadbury,
Mhm.
since they're using like cursive font, it's custom, I don't think that could get dated. I mean, technically it is dated, but it's not, it's not a page bad.
Let's look up. Do you guys remember when Amazon came out with their new logo for their app? A few months ago, it's probably been last year, and it had the little mustache on it. And everybody was fussing about, it looked like Hitler. And they had to pull their logo and read it.
Yeah,
I would have hated to have been the person that designed that logo.
No HR.
Well, I don't in any way think it was intentional, because more than one person had to approve it,
Yeah,
right?
like how does something get that okay, and then have such bad backlash for it?
because a lot of higher ups in companies are very tone deaf. They don't realize things. Yeah, it's bad.
Well, let me put it to you this way. This is a great example. And this happened to me a week and a half ago. I have a logo that I created for, it's a newsletter that goes out every single day, okay? And it has a light bulb in it. Like, and it has little lines coming up out from the light bulb that represent rays of light. And on top of it, it's got a pair of binoculars, like people that are searching for ideas, right? And innovation and inspiration. So that's what the whole thing represents. It's a set of binoculars, and it's focused in on a light bulb. And this logo's been used for almost, it'll soon be 2 years. Somebody really very distorted sent this terrible email describing it as a body part, and just totally ripped it apart and said, well, this looks like this, and this looks like an eggplant, and this looks like a bird's nest, and you need to change it right away because I'm just so offended. Now, mind you, it's been in use for almost 2 years, My point being that people create logos and nobody reads into it until one person says something. You know what I mean? And that's all it takes, is one person to totally distort something that in no way was meant to be negative. So my point is, with Amazon, probably the person that created that logo on Amazon and all the people that looked at it didn't have a mind that was in the gutter, or didn't have a mind that was looking to,
You think,
to be offended or find some conspiracy, or, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like with a baseball bat. If I manufacture a baseball bat, I manufactured it and created it probably for the love of the game, because I love the game. But if somebody takes my baseball bat and beats somebody to death, all of a sudden now my baseball bat changes into something that's negative. Is that my fault? Did I perceive somebody taking my baseball bat and beating somebody to death? No. My point being is, no matter what you put out, whether it's a graphic design, an invention, anything, there will be somebody that will misinterpret, misuse, or something, whatever you create. You know, the atomic bomb is a great example. The atomic bomb and atomic technology was not created to kill people. That was not the whole reason why it was created. But now, you know, they use it in bombs, that technology. Did the guy that created it, was that his goal, was to use it to kill people? It wasn't. He was trying to find an alternative energy source. So my point is, whatever you put out, somebody can distort it and misuse it. Logos included.
See, the MasterCard logo is an example of the thing that I don't like. Because as tacky as the old one is, I don't like that they just took it down, took the text down,
The text.
and then made it like this basic, like Calvary, is that what that is? Calvary like text, and then they just made it like the two colors.
Mhm.
It just makes it look so bland now, where like most of the time they don't even put MasterCard there, they just have those two.
But people still know what it means.
They do, I don't like how like bored,
Yeah.
that's fine.
How about Domino's up there? Where it's just the singular domino.
See, for that one, it kind of makes sense to me, because the other one is sort of like, I know it's supposed to be a pizza box. But the colors are unbalanced, versus when they actually have balanced colors, and they took away the pizza, because you just see Domino's.
How about Subway?
So it was a mixed bag.
Some of them are good and some of them are like,
I don't like the full yellow one.
I don't know.
I don't like the black and yellow one either. I like 2002s. I like kind of the modern one. Feel like it's missing something, but that's fine.
Mhm.
And then 2015 one. I don't think it's all green.
That was really hard for me to read. Like, if you didn't tell me that said Subway, I could not tell you what that said, right?
The green one?
I can't.
Yeah, it does kind of blend
And the
together.
one from the 60s,
I can't see what that is.
it's so dated. I would say it's fine, but it looks so dated.
How about those?
I like the 1950s one. I think that's cute. But I
The
think,
one with the pop top?
yeah, but I feel like while the earlier ones, they're a little hard to read, especially in the 1898. That one's so hard to read.
18, yeah.
That was like borderline impossible to read unless you know what that says. I feel like 1973 is flat, it says 1991. 1998 looks fine-ish to me, but there's too much going on. 2006 looks okay, and then the modern one. Didn't they change that?
Which one?
The
The-
Pepsi logo?
The 2008? Yeah, now it's just circle.
Yeah,
It's like this
yeah.
or some, it's in that ballpark.
I think the font that they used for the 2006 one, I think it looks like a toothpaste.
2006.
I would think.
Oh.
It looks like toothpaste to me. I'm not.
Colgate.
I would like
Chris.
Hispanic candy, because I've seen that same exact font. I'm like,
Do you think this font resembles Coca-Cola? The traditional Coca-Cola one?
kind of, but we're feeling like. competing brands at the time,
Mhm.
so they use similar logos and like, oh, there's. No, I mean, like, that's when it was first coming out for, I think.
Yeah. But back then, that was a very contemporary font, the script. It's almost like a form of calligraphy in a way.
My favorite's the 1950s, just because I like how interesting it is, but I feel like I do like the 2018. The one where it's just the colors,
Mhm.
I think it works. I just like, I don't know.
Oh, then there were all these. I forgot about these from the 70s.
Yeah, but like, I don't like the 70s logos. I feel like they're all flat and like they're a little ugly. Not horrible.
Yeah, I had to admit, I like some of them, but I'm a hippie child, so.
Now. Then again, I also grew up with like modern logos, so it's like, of course, I'm gonna be biased. And then some of the YouTube ones just like super detailed stuff.
Arby's has gone through a slew of different changes through the years. And Wendy's has too.
I like the more. I like the Wendy's more to the right, with like this too much going on.
Yeah, that was pretty busy, like,
I get why they would put on signs, but on the listening with that, I think that's where like it's better.
there's somebody's redone the Nike logo.
I don't like it. Yes. So when you do Nike and stuff like that, you really can't do anything with the suit. It's so iconic.
That's interesting. What does this put you in mind of?
The windmill. It also kind of looks like the symbol for the Third Reich.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first looked at it.
Didn't they help Hitler? Like, weren't they one of the companies that was on his side?
Yeah, they're a German company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they helped fund tanks, which they don't like people talking about now.
but I mean, if you look at it, because it's almost like it's got remember the wings?
And then it's
Yeah. How about Disney? Disney's been through a lot. I don't know about that one, but I don't remember seeing that one.
I think these are some ones like the themselves. Oh, they gave you a timeline right there. Next to the one making it.
They like the fat W and D a whole lot.
Yeah, because it's like, it still takes me forever to look at the Disney thing as a D and not a G. Because of the way the D is written out.
Yeah, I could see that, especially if you flipped it.
Yes, I always thought they used like a T or whatever. I just never read something as a D. Until someone pointed out, you know.
Right. What do you think about in terms of a lot of, and Disney does this, Universal does this, a lot of your movie studios do this, they take their logos and convert them into like the 3D animated logos. Where they might have some sparkles on them and some depth.
I like it when it's done correctly. Where, like you said, with the Disney movie, they have like, things on the logo and moves around. Like, they always make that look super professional, but I think if you don't make it look good, it would just look cheap and like, kind of gross.
What do you think, Ann?
I like. Not big on change. I like things to be the way they are. Or unless something drastic happens that needs to be changed,
Right.
like absolutely needs to be changed like that. Like the Amazon logo that we were talking about,
Mhm.
like that, in my opinion, should have been taken out.
Right.
Make something else if you want to be creative. Like, put your talents to making your own ideas instead of changing stuff. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix
That's a good rule of thumb. That's a good rule of thumb. But like, for example, you know what I'm talking about, like when they do the preview for the movie and it has like the Disney pictures and you
Like
see it come on with the
animated.
magic glitter and all that stuff and it kind of rotates and it's got depth to it. So that's not your bag, right?
it. Good on you for doing it. You think, like, I don't think people appreciate that as much as a solid, like, simple logo
Right,
that they can easily recognize. And
yeah,
I think it's not necessarily a lost art, but it's like getting,
right, right,
people don't appreciate stuff like that. But if you don't understand things, it's hard to appreciate.
yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think there's something to be said for maintaining brand identity. You know, that goes back to like when we were looking at the branding guide for Tusculum. Whether you like it or you don't, you know, you still have to have some sort of guidelines that say, don't stretch it, don't squish it, don't, you know, distort it or whatever.
Don't make it look like hot garbage.
There you go.
You had us make one of our own, for, 'cause we made a whole press
Mhm,
for, our favorite podcast.
right.
That was our final project,
Yeah, I think it was in graphic design.
I think so. We had to design our own logo.
Yeah.
We had to pick our favorite and make a whole booklet about that. To see us we wanted to have the graphics. This was part of it.
It's a lot of different logos. And each one has their own application, I'm sure.
Some of them will probably have top of documents.
Mhm.
Part of merch. Did you see how much they were charging for like the new Star Wars hotel thing?
Mm-mm.
They're gonna charge you like $500 a night, maybe $800 a night. For like a single bedroom with 2 beds.
Not seeing that. Well, let's see, what's something we could look at? How about Checkers? I got a few different ones.
Ugh.
Walmart's changed a whole lot too. I'm sure they're.
We got Walgreens. Walmart. Greens.
It's funny, they have Wally World.
The only one that I don't really like the rest of them are okay. I don't like the Wall Star Mart and the Wall Star Mart with the red almonds. I think both those look kind of tacky.
That's very nice.
Yeah, they're very old.
Mhm. Very 90s. What do you think about the little asterisk at the end?
I like the idea of it, because it reminds me of like, scanning your things at the counter. You mean the sunburst?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
shape itself has been ruined for me because of what certain people have told me it looks like.
I don't know what it looks like.
You don't want
Okay,
what they told me.
okay.
Screw it for everyone.
I've seen it on like, that almost something identical to that in different colors on some logo. Like each spoke is a different color, and I can't remember what it is.
I like the Guardian one makes it green, from what I remember, like
They also do rainbow, like they do that for.
Okay. I've seen it somewhere though on a totally different logo. You call it what, Starburst? Well, I didn't mean like actual Starburst.
Starburst blue.
Could be sunburst.
Can't remember what I saw it on. I saw it on something and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks just like Walmart's, but it's in different colors.
Maybe it was a Walmart subsidiary.
No, it wasn't. It was something just, it was something real common, but I can't remember what it was. It was like on the side of a truck. I saw it go by and I thought, oh gosh, that looks just like Walmart's logo, but it's not yellow. Kind of looks like a fireworks a little bit too. That's what it reminds me of. What is it supposed to symbolize for Walmart? I don't know what it symbolizes. Fun time.
Maybe they're open all day.
Huh?
Maybe they're open all day.
They're not anymore though.
I thought they were open 24 hours.
No, they're not. They haven't been open for 24 hours since COVID started.
Yeah, I remember when they started shutting down,
Yeah,
like
and
at
they
9.
actually, it's a stretch being open till 11. They're starting to like open later, but 11 o'clock, man, that's,
Well, they probably don't have enough traffic now to justify staying open 24/7, do they? Really? Maybe in big cities, but I would think,
I would say the closest store around here would be the Morristown store,
yeah.
and that one's like the biggest in the market in like Tennessee.
I don't think Knoxville Superior would have a bigger one.
Sevierville is the worst Walmart, one of the worst Walmarts in Tennessee. Like, they are so bad. Don't go to that Walmart. They're,
I've been there when I was growing up.
they're not good at all. They kept sending, like half of our store to go and help them clean up their junk because they could not do it. They're like last in the market. They're doing that now. Well, that.
Well, I would think probably they're supported by people coming in and out, which is like tourists. They're not supported by local people who shop there on a regular basis, so that's a whole different dynamic, I would think.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else about logos? Okay. Well, I'm probably gonna stop today on that because I don't want to move into something else. But did I put your quiz up? Okay, I'll go ahead and get your all's quiz up. Take it by Sunday. I'm thinking I might have you actually do a logo. Draft, you could either draft it out by hand or you could do it on an app or something like that.
Canva's good.
Yeah, Canva's good. Let's do that as your assignment for now, between now and the weekend.
And Canva's also free, so you don't have to worry about paying for it.
Yeah, they had to use it, was it 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago? Didn't you guys use it? Was it last week? Yeah, so, yeah, they're aware, so, That- okay. I don't care really what app you do it in, just make sure it's like an original logo, original creation. I'm trying to think, we want to do, I don't know if I want you guys to do your name, but maybe it might be a business that you might own. How's that? Because everybody's got something they want to do. So you could do your photography logo or graphic logo, whatever you want to do, right? And then we'll have everybody else do whatever their business is too, that they want. And then I'll put a little submission thing so you guys can submit it up on Canvas. Sound good? Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to turn off Zoom. If you have questions, you guys can let me know. And I'll see everybody soon.